Your business needs a website. I think that goes without saying. But what steps should you take to actually create a website? Should you sign up with one of those all-in-one website builders like Wix or Squarespace? Or should you go a different path? That's exactly what we're going to discuss in today's video. I'm going to show you how you can save over $350 per year to set up your website by doing a few of the steps yourself. If we haven't met yet, my name's Scott Redgate, and before we jump into today's content, make sure you download my free 7-day online marketing jumpstart doc. You can get it at scottredgate.com/jumpstart, or I'll leave a link in the description below. If you haven't taken the plunge yet and created a website for your business, there are a lot of different options for you to choose from and paths that you can take if you want to create a website. But candidly, it can be a little bit overwhelming, especially if you're first starting out. So in today's video, I want to simplify the process for creating a website. I'm going to share with you my preferred path that's also the most affordable for if you're starting out. And then I'm going to show you step by step how to actually create a website. So just so we're on the same page, there's a few things that you're going to need in order to create a website. The first thing is the domain name. The domain name is the address that people type into their address bar on their internet browser that then leads to your website. So for example, my domain name is scottredgate.com, and that's something that I needed to purchase. And so the domain name for your business, you're going to need to purchase that. The second thing that you're going to need is hosting. Hosting is essentially where all the files of your website are stored so that when you create pages and you upload images, they have somewhere to go. Okay. And then the last thing that you're going to need is a content management system. Okay. Especially if you're not experienced with HTML and CSS code, a content management system allows you to create and edit a website without having to know any code. Now, there are some all-in-one platform solutions that you could consider, and you've probably heard of either Wix.com or Squarespace. There are a couple of the most popular, and these platforms allow you to purchase a domain name, and they also host your website for you, and their platform also acts as a content management system. And so if you don't want to mess around and learn some of the steps that I'm going to teach you in today's video, you could certainly sign up for Squarespace.com, and when I did the math on the monthly plan, you're going to be about $400 per year, a little less than that. And then Wix has a similar offering, and you're going to be at about $385 per year. But the steps that I'm going to share with you today, it's going to get you an experience that, in my opinion, is even better than Squarespace and even better than Wix. And everything that I'm going to share with you today, you can get for less than $42 per year. So it's about 1/10 the price as if you were going to sign up for a Wix or a Squarespace. So let's talk about the domain name. So as I said before, the domain name is the address that people type in order to access your business. And so for me, my domain name is scottredgate.com, and I needed to purchase that domain name. And typically you will pay about $12 per year for a domain name. And most of the domain name services out there allow you to purchase the domain on a coupon for 99 cents in the first year, and then years 2+ it'll update to $12 to $14 per year. So it's relatively inexpensive. And some of the companies that you could go through to purchase a domain name include GoDaddy. You've probably seen some of their commercials, Bluehost, Namecheap, which is my personal favorite, and then Network Solutions. So you could buy your domain name from any of those companies, and there's a lot of other websites out there where you can purchase your domain name for about $12 per year. The next thing that you need is hosting, where your website files are stored. Now, many of those domain name services that I just mentioned, they also offer hosting. And so you could go to a namecheap.com, and I'll show you those steps here in a second, purchase your domain name, and then at the same time, you could purchase your hosting package on that website. And so a domain name might be $12 per year. Hosting for some of the basic packages, you can get it around $30 or less per year. And now the final thing that you're going to want is a content management system. And a content management system allows you to create and manage website content without having to know code. So yes, if you were an experienced coder and you knew HTML and CSS, you could technically create a website without a content management system. But for 99.9% of businesses out there, you're going to want this because it's going to make your life so much easier. And the content management system that I'm going to show you today is actually free. It's called WordPress, and we're going to run through the exact steps for setting up a WordPress website. So for fun, recently I purchased a domain name for my wife, and I'm going to be in the process of creating a website for her. And so I actually recorded the steps I was going through the process after I purchased her domain name, so you can see me set up hosting and also the content management system. So let's dive in. So I decided to use namecheap.com to purchase my wife's domain name, cakedbycarrie.com, and I also purchased her hosting through namecheap.com as well. And so now when I'm in my Namecheap dashboard, I can toggle between my domain list and I can see her domain cakedbycarrie.com, and I can also see the hosting package that I have. Now, if I want to install WordPress, what I needed to do is click on an option called cPanel. And when I do that, I'm able to see WordPress as an option to install as a content management system with just a couple of clicks. And so that's what I'm doing right now. So I went to namecheap.com, I clicked on my hosting package, I clicked cPanel, and now I'm going through these steps to actually install the content management system WordPress. And so on the screen right here, you'll see that it gives you the username and the password for the content management system WordPress. So once it installs, I can use that information to be able to access the content management system. And you can see how it was able to install it just like that. And so now that I've installed WordPress on my website and I go to cakedbycarrie.com, I'm actually able to see their basic template already preloaded. Now the question is, how do I go in and actually edit this? And so we're going to run through those steps right now. So inside of the cPanel section for WordPress, it gives me a URL that I can click on to get to my content management system admin. And so now I'm in WordPress. Now I'm in my content management system. And what I like to do is take a look at the different themes for the look and feel for how the website can appear. So WordPress has some free themes right out of the gate that you can select. But what I wanted to do was actually have a plugin installed that's called Elementor. And Elementor acts like a Wix.com or acts like a Squarespace.com, where I'm able to edit my website by dragging and dropping images and text blocks, and it makes it so simple. And the best part is you can actually get Elementor for free. So inside WordPress, I went into the plugin section, I found Elementor, and now I'm activating the Elementor template so that I can now edit the different pages of my website. So now as we're setting up Elementor, they make you create a free account. And so I'll just breeze through this here and I'll edit some of this out of the video so you don't have to watch me create the account. And now we're at the stage where it's asking us, what do we want to name our website? And so I will name this Caked by Carrie. And then I will select next. And now it's asking me to find a logo. And so I'll upload a logo from my screen. I'll give it here just a little alt text attribute here. I'll describe the image, Caked by Carrie logo. And we will click next. And now it's saying, how do we want to begin? Do we want to blank canvas, or do we want to choose from a template that already exists? So now in Elementor, they have both paid templates and they have free templates. And so as I scroll down here, you can see some of the pro or the paid templates that you could select. But they also have some really nice free templates. And so I will filter by plan and I will select free. And then there's this local services wireframe too that looks pretty nice, so I can see what that looks like. And if I want to install this, I can actually click Get Started and install this template onto the Caked by Carrie website. And so I'm going to go through these steps. I'm going to click Apply. And I'm going to Enable. And now it says your kit is now live on your site. So I'm going to see it live, see what it looks like. And how about that? Okay, so we've got some work to do with the size of our logo, but I can see that we have now installed the Elementor template on WordPress. And so now if I want to go in and actually start to edit the different pages on the website, super easy to do. I'm going to go back to the WordPress dashboard, select pages, and then I'm going to select edit with Elementor. And now it's going to open up the different pages where I can simply drag and drop and add text blocks. And so I'll walk through just a quick edit here. If I wanted to change the headline on this page, I could change it to Caked by Carrie. And then down here it says update, and so I will select that. And then let's go back to the website to refresh it and see if it actually took my change. And there it is. That's how simple it is. So we were able to edit it with Elementor, and then I was able to apply my change and then see the change very quickly. And now let me hop back to the main WordPress dashboard, because there's going to be something that you're going to want to do as you're creating a new website. But before we do that, just personal preference, you could have it just as cakedbycarrie.com, but I prefer the www. I'm old school. So here in this settings section, I'm going to input www. And so all versions of the website are going to redirect to the www version of the website. Now, as you're creating a website in WordPress, there's a settings option underneath reading where you can discourage search engines from indexing the website. So as you're building a website, you're not going to want to have that version of the website be submitted to search engines and be accessible. And so I like to block it from being indexed in the Google, inside of Google. And I just confirmed here that when I check that box, it's creating this meta robots tag that's a little bit technical, but it's prohibiting these search engines from indexing my website as I'm building it. But when I'm ready to launch my website, I need to make sure to go to that WordPress section and unselect that so it is accessible by search engines. And so my personal preference, I like to go in and change my username and password to make it more secure. But that's it, friends. So we just went in and we used Namecheap.com to purchase the domain name. We purchased a hosting package with Namecheap, and then we went into the Namecheap hosting package and we clicked the cPanel button, and we did a direct install of the content management system, which was WordPress. And then after we did that, we could simply select one of their default templates. You could simply do that. But my personal preference was to install the Elementor template, which gives you a Wix.com or a Squarespace.com like experience inside of WordPress. And the best news is it's about 1/10 the cost to have your own hosting and to have your own domain name and then install Elementor through WordPress than to just go to a Wix.com or a Squarespace.com. And so I know we covered a lot that was fast-paced. I'd recommend rewatching the steps in this video if you missed any of the steps, but I hope that was helpful. And if it was, could you do me a favor? Could you like this video and subscribe to my channel to give me a little momentum in YouTube's algorithm? Thank you so much. Take care.